Hello and welcome to my channel. I am an ex-Muslim from Southeast Asia, and this is my story. In this video, I want to talk about how Islam is seemingly designed to destroy its community and ensure it will never progress naturally as other communities would. The problem with Islam is it compels itself into every aspect of a human's life. When I was a Muslim, I felt I was being trapped in an invisible cage and is always disturbed by what Islam has compelled me to do. The Islamic elements that contributed to this are: first, misogyny. We all are aware of the misogyny aspects of Islam. Men are superior than women. Only men are qualified to be a leader. Even with something basic like a prayer, only men are allowed to lead or be an imam. We read in the news that in certain Islamic countries, women aren't even allowed to go out on their own. Some even ban the women from driving. And most Muslim women must wear extra clothing to cover their whole body, and that restrict their movement. Therefore there are jobs that Muslim women simply are not fit to do. Due to this, women potential is blocked, and the community suffers, as there are less people who contribute to development. Second, hatred for other religions. Islam taught that the followers of all other religions are bad people. The term they use is kuffar, which means disbeliever. Due to this hatred, Muslims generally cannot cooperate with others that well. There is always something that would annoy the Muslims. For example, when the kuffar is eating bacon. Or when the kuffar is having a meeting during the prayer time. Or when the kuffar women want to shake hand with Muslim men. These things, even though small, adds up to hinder a strong cooperation that could lead to progress. Third, barbaric laws. This is a no-brainer. Islamic laws or Sharia is rubbish. It puts the harshest punishments on trivial matters such as personal choice. Islam would stone gays to death in a blink, but won't punish a rapist because there is no witness. Islam would kill an apostate, but won't punish an Islamic scholar who sexually abuse a minor, because the shame is punishment enough. Islam would lash a beer drinker, but totally supports camel urine drinker. There is zero logic in Sharia. Due to these barbaric laws, many foreign investors would refuse to invest in such a country. Fourth, wasting time with rituals. The final elements of Islam that really damage the progress of a community is how Islam commands its followers to waste time. Sunni Muslims have to pray 5 times a day. From early morning, instead of having a good morning start, taking time to prepare a healthy breakfast, relaxing before the work commute, a Muslim must waste about 10 minutes for prayer. When I was a Muslim, I often had to rush right after I am done praying, often eating less breakfast or skipping it altogether. And in the afternoon, when you are supposed to take a break from work, relax while eating your lunch, again, you have to quickly take the wudu and pray the Zuhr prayer. At work, in an Islamic country, the company, even a kuffar company, have to provide a space for Muslims to pray. These are often a small room, and therefore Muslims have to queue to pray. Furthermore, the afternoon prayer is the longest, at 4 rakats. Totally no peace of mind. Instead, Islam put Muslims into chaos as they fight for their turn to pray. Those who did not get a chance to pray during lunchtime, which is usually just 1 hour, ends up praying at a later time, during work hours. Thereby, making them dishonest in spending their working hours to do other thing than actual work. Then, Islam disturbs Muslims' work time again in the evening, where it is time to pray the Asr prayer. Humans' mind need time to gather momentum in working. Just when about the momentum is going, suddenly Muslim stops everything and go to pray. Then, when they return, they have to take time to build that momentum again. This greatly slows progress. Furthermore, if they are working in a team, then the team had to go on without the Muslim members, and again, impacting progress. Then, Islam disturbs Muslim end of work time again at late evening, where it is time to pray the Maghrib prayer. At the end of the day, where most people are tired due to working, Muslims are compelled to pray. And not only that, around dinner time, again, Islam disturbs a Muslim for the final prayer of the day. A time where one should spend time with their family, talking to each other, having fun and perhaps helping each other with house chores. And these are just the compulsory rituals. Some Muslims want to get extra brownies point from Allah, that they even add the sunnah rituals. Like, duha prayer, the prayer after the sun is up. Then there are also pre- and post-prayer prayers. Yes, I am not kidding. There are even 2 rakat prayers before and after the compulsory prayers. Then, there are also zikr and dua. Dua is recited after any prayers are completed. Sort of asking Allah to give them this and that. It can be short or long. The zikr is repeating a particular praise to Allah or Muhammad in a certain number of times. For example, Islam taught Muslims to repeat Allahu Akbar 33 times, Subhanallah 33 times, and La ilaha illallah 33 times. Some even do this for 1,000 times, or 700 times. There are hadith that specify the number of times Muslims have to recite it in order to be forgiven, or get blessings from Allah. These rituals truly wastes time. Then, the most obvious time waster of the week, the Friday prayer and sermon. In an Islamic country, a kuffar company have to give leeway to the Muslims during lunch. While others take an hour break, Muslims are given a free pass to take 2 to 3 hours break. This is because every Muslims are obligated to do the Friday prayer at the mosque. They take the commute time to go to have lunch, then to go to the mosque, and listen to the sermon and pray. It is obligatory to listen to the sermon too. And these sermons usually take about 30 to 45 minutes. A long speech about Islamic teachings, and ended with a dua, curses to the Jews, kuffar and other sects that are deemed deviant. Imagine being taught hatred once a week, for the rest of your life. All these elements are in the primary and secondary sources of Islam, and Muslims are compelled to do them. So, now we know why a country that embraces Islam always can never progress as quickly as others. It is rooted from Islamic teachings itself. Its ritual-centric dogma. Form over substance. Depending on the level of Islam it implements, a country may sink deeper, as evident in the Middle East. Look at Afghanistan in the 1970s and compare it to now. How low it has fallen. Any country that embraces Islam will sooner or later fall. It is up to the leaders to ensure that a moderate and liberal Islam is practiced. Even so, since the damaging teachings is always available in the Quran and Sunnah, the risk of destroying your country will always remain and waiting for the next conservative leader to use. That's all for now, and I end with a final message. Stay away from Islam. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe. Have a nice day.